in the 2023 presidential election. The president described the appeal as abusive in nature and prayed for its dismissal. The president insisted that the PDP presidential candidate Tinubu and its party failed to prove all the allegations and submissions at the tribunal. Tinubu submitted that the tribunal was correct in arriving at his verdict and affirming his election as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Meanwhile, the pursuit of the former vice president seeking the Chicago State University to release Mr. Tinubu's record has generated a lot of controversies. The outcome of the United States legal pursuit is now being filed as part of the appeal at the Supreme Court by Mr. Atiku Abubakar. Meanwhile, a BBC report has indicated that President Tinubu indeed finished from that university. Tonight, we'll be hearing from Mr. Atiku Abubakar. His senior special assistant, Frank Shaibu, joins us live here in our studio. Thanks so much, Frank, for joining us tonight on the program.
Thank you, Sean. Good to be here.
Yeah, I'm very sure that you're hearing you too. Now, the APC is saying you too. When you are mentioning, when you point an accusing finger on Bola Tinubu, and they have also brought out records, past records of your principal, Atiku Abubakar. But before I get into that, your principal has filed an appeal to, and we understand that he has since used the outcome of what came out of Chicago to file part of what he has filed. What more can you tell us about that appeal?
Oh, the appeal is clear. The content of our appeal is clear and unambiguous. The only new thing there is the fact that we filed a new motion to submit new evidence, particularly the deposition we got from the deposition and findings we got from the Chicago State University. You know, particularly as it relates to the case in the United States of America. I mean, the particular one, the case where the lawyers to Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu fought vigorously, you know, to truncate, where they even pleaded, grovelled, and said, look, if these documents are released to Mr. Atiku Abubakar, it was going to cost the president is what they called irreparable damage. What that meant, we don't know. But at least on citing the documents, we now understand why they said it was going to cost him irreparable damage, particularly with the kind of findings that we stumbled on during deposition and under oath. So it's going to be a game changer. A lot will happen. I know that the esteemed justices of the Supreme Court are men who are men of honor, and we expect them, you know, to look at the issues before them based on the laws of the land, particularly the most vital document in any nation, that is our Constitution. Where the Constitution is violated, we expect that issues of technicalities will be kept, you know, will be kept very far away, because whether we like it or not, we don't want our country and our citizens, you know, to be tagged with to be tagged with a negative tag. These days, if you hear someone coming from Colombia, for instance, they say, oh, that's a country where you have drug-related issues. You know, so we don't want a situation where we come out of Nigeria, or our citizens all over the world are being treated as pariahs and being looked at as certificate forgers. So the issue of certificate forgery, the issue of fake certificates, the issue of forgery in whatever form must be dealt with dispassionately. That is the only way we can restore confidence, you know, in their body policy. And the truth is this, you know, the middle class is eroded. There is no money in the pockets of Nigerians. The only thing left with my people, that is Nigerians, is integrity and their honor. Integrity is gone. Now we want to take away their honor with the issue of certificate forgery. And that's why, you know, we believe that the esteemed justices of the Supreme Court will take a look at some of these things very dispassionately. You know, it's a matter before the courts already, and it will be prejudicial if we go into the details and nitty-gritty of that, more so that I am not even a lawyer.
Are you worried that the BBC report and those who are of the view that whatever the pursuit of Atiku Abubakar could be nullity, because the BBC report has stated that in truth, Bola Tinubu attended Chicago State University?
You see, Sean, let me tell you something. When they call it the BBC report, I laugh at maybe their level of pedestrianism. The global disinformation team of the BBC, the young people, the 3 young people who wrote that report are not even in the employment of the BBC. The Global Disinformation Team is like a fact-checking team. And when you are fact-checkers, obviously, most organizations outsource them. Let me take one of them, one of the authors of that report, for instance, Olaronke Alo. Olaronke Alo, as far back as 2019, was a producer and presenter on TVC, owned by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. She was running the program up till 2019. So you see, we can tell you, you don't need the services of a clairvoyant or a witch doctor to hazard a guess as to how the stories were put together. In that report, the first paragraph of that report, first or second paragraph will tell you that they got a copy, certified true copy of that deposition from Frank Shaibu. In the first place, no journalist will tell you his source of information. But we don't mind because it's not a secret document. It was a public document. They asked for it. One of their reporters asked me for the document. I sent it to her. Then in the report, towards the end of the report, the same report now claimed that when they tried to reach the Atiku media team, we did not respond. This we have taken up with the top management, and we have written a petition to the BBC because they have allowed their platform to be used for a hatchet job like this. It is preposterous. It is unacceptable.
You think that
it is reckless.
The highest office in the BBC is not aware about the commissioning of such a story?
No, we do with profound respect. They were in shock too because I told them, I said, look at the report. It is jaundiced. Jaundiced because if you claim in the report that I gave you the documents and you are aware that I speak for former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, if you could acknowledge the fact that I gave you the report, and at no time, either by email or telephone, when you needed the report, a copy of the deposition, you had access to my email, you had access to my phones. And when I gave you the document, and you now needed to get back to us to give our side of the story, you claimed in the report that you didn't have access to us. And when we queried that, did you call me? Did you send me an email? Did you send to Mazi Paul Ibe, who is the head of the Atiku Media Office? The answer was no. And they mentioned one obscure name that we have never heard before in the Atiku Media Office. So what it means is that if I took you first off to Olaronke Alo, who was a former presenter, producer with TVC. TVC is owned by Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So if my people will tell you that, look, if a bicycle passed through this road and you are seeing a corpse by this roadside, who killed the person? It's possible. You don't need a witch doctor to tell you that it is a hatchet job.
So because of the history, of the work history of one of the team members of the BBC, you are saying that that report cannot be tenable as far as you are concerned.
No, Sheon, I'll give you other reasons. I just gave you just
because the submission, the inferences on the submission shows to that based on the document that available to them, that Mr. Bola Tinubu had actually finished from Chicago State University.
We did not. Let me even educate Nigerians. Atiku Abubakar did not go to Chicago University to ask whether Bola Ahmed Tinubu attended or finished from Chicago State University. That is the mistake most people make. And it's unfortunate. What's our business if he attended Chicago State University? What's Atiku's business if he graduated from there? That's not our business. We have people who pay school fees, who get admission and go to university and they go there to sell ewa going and agege bread. That's his business. If he graduated or he did not graduate, it's not our business. What we went there for was one single thing. He submitted a certificate to the Independent National Electoral Commission for the 2023 election. And when our lawyers, one of our lawyers, based on subpoena, wrote to the university, said, look, we need a copy of this man's certificate. They obliged him a copy. And the copy of that certificate was completely different from what Mr. Tinubu submitted to INEC. We became curious. If this certificate you gave to me, you gave to our lawyer, was dated, in that certificate they gave to our lawyer on subpoena. Mr. Nauro, it was on that certificate, it was clearly written there that one Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Bola A. Tinubu, not even Ahmed, graduated from the university on the 27th of June, 1979. Meanwhile, the one Mr. Tinubu submitted to INEC said he graduated from the university on the 22nd of June, 1979. How can one man have two dates of graduation? So we are aware that, hold on, Chion. We are aware that, okay, he has multiple dates of birth. Some of his documents show that he was born in 1950, some 52, some 54, and some 55. We became curious. I would say, okay, look, Chicago State University, please come clean. We want to have access to this man's records. He got admission into the university according to his records, and he graduated from this university. We don't have a problem. We want you to come under oath to tell us if you issue this certificate to him, the one he submitted to INEC. That was what took us to Chicago. And they came under oath. They did not issue the certificate under oath. The copies of the deposition are public documents. Now, hold on.
Frank, no. Yes, hold on. Let me ask you the question.
Yes, go ahead.
So I'd like to ask you, you are the owner of that iPad, isn't it?
Yes.
Is it possible for you to steal what belongs to you?
Oh, it is possible. It is possible. No, not what belongs to you. It is possible to steal.
So I'm asking, just remember, hold on, let me ask my question.
Go ahead.
And the question I'm asking is that if you own something, if you graduate, is it possible if you attended this school for you to forge your own graduation?
I will tell you.
Or the evidence of it?
No, I will tell you. Let me ask you, I will respond to you with a question. Did Mesoma Ejike not write the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board exams? Did she not write that examination? She did. But she went to a third-party agent, a CBT center, to produce a result. Was that result tenable? The JAM, the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, under Bola Ahmed Tinubu, not ban Mesoma from writing JAM for the next 2-3 years. Before Nigerians intervene, I think they've reduced it to 1 year. Did she not write the exams? So why didn't she wait to use that result? The issue is this. It is not my duty to go into the details of that matter. Let me even tell you something. The BBC reports, if they claim they were fact checkers, what they would have done simply to prove to us that they were really fact checkers, the date of graduation and the date Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu collected that certificate should have been one result that they would have given to Nigerians that would have stunned us. Don't forget too that Mr. Bola A. Tinubu told the world in Chatham House in United Kingdom, where the BBC is domiciled, that thank God I have gotten a replacement certificate from my university. He told the world, it's on tape. You use that tape on this station. And the university said, look, we don't have any record asking this man, asking the university to give him a replacement certificate. Don't forget too that this same matter came up in 1998-99 in court. And it reminds me of the Yoruba song. Eni jale lekan. Tobada arobori. Ashole. Lo dabora. Are you with me? If you translate that into the English language,
it's almost impossible to translate.
No, I'll tell you.
Because you know the reason is you just bastardize the Yoruba language.
I didn't bastardize it. You know what I'm talking about. No, I
have an idea of what you're talking about.
You have an idea of what I'm talking about.
You did a very bad job of saying.
Yes, because I don't speak the Yoruba language. I'm an Igala man.
Yes,
you understand me?
I know.
But because I live in Lagos, yes, because you see, if in 1998-99, in his records I submitted to INEC, the man said he went to Government College Ibadan. He even went to University of Chicago where he got a BSc Economics. He now later had what you call BSc Business and Administration from Chicago State University. 2 different degrees from 2 universities in Chicago. He lost Chicago so much. Not a problem. Today, he has removed and expunged University of Chicago from his records. He has expunged Government College Ibadan because there was an outcry at that time that, look, you were not our student. Students who graduated that year came out in their torrents and said, no, you were not our student. When these records were released from Chicago State University, we discovered that in the form he filled, the Bola A. Tinubu field, I don't know if it's President Bola Tinubu, but in that form, the person said, which he said is his records, The person said that he attended Government College Lagos this time, not Government College Ibadan, and that he graduated from the school in 1970. And the school was established in 1974. Right. So now, do I need a witch doctor?
Frank,
yes.
Yeah, you've made a lot of effort.
Yes.
Trying to puncture.
So when you say you were saying, can you steal what belongs to you? He has nothing.
Because I'm moving away from Bola Tinubu. I'm moving to your principal.
Please come on, I'm listening to you. Yes.
I mean, of course, there's been response. Why Siddiq Abubakar? He's agreed that was his name at the time, isn't it?
Yes.
And he changed it.
Yes.
To Atiku Abubakar.
Yes.
Why?
I'll tell you.
Go ahead.
My father gave me Francis. I was Francis. Because my father was Catholic, he was a knight in the Catholic Church. He wanted me as Francis. When I started my study in the English language, I discovered that when I transcribe letter PH, the letters of the alphabet PH, phonetically, it gives me the same sound the F will give to me. So when I have Philip and I have Frank or Francis, I get the same sound. So what did I do? I now started writing, why do you address me as Frank? PH. That's my name. But my records before getting, in fact, my classmates, my schoolmates from primary school will know me as Francis. Secondary school, they'll know me as Francis. But I have an affidavit. By the time I got to the university, I have an affidavit to support that. I changed, I migrated.
We're talking about your principal now.
Hold on.
We're talking about Mr. Atiku Abubakar.
I'm educating you. I'm a teacher.
No. You don't need to educate me. We're saying you should address Atiku Abubakar's case. Yes. Why from Siddiq to Atiku Abubakar?
Beautiful. I'll tell you, every student, elementary student of Islamic civilization will tell you that Prophet Muhammad, peace be unto him, had a bosom friend called Caliph Abubakar. Caliph Abubakar had two names the Holy Prophet gave to him. Siddiq and Atiku. Siddiq and Atiku were the two names. And these names, the etymology of these names is ingrained in Islamic foundation. So they are not just ordinary names. Atiku Abubakar had the name Siddiq. And later on in life, he chose to now be known as Atiku. And as far back as August 1973, he deposed to an affidavit. That's a man of truth. That is not a man who attended a spiritual school in the night and before the school was established. For a man to depose on an affidavit as far back as 1973, you should know that that is a man who believes in documentation, who believes in the truth, who believes that,
So it's because of the Prophet Muhammad that he changed his name?
Yes. He understood the meaning. He knows the meaning of Siddiq.
Does he have a son with Siddiq?
He doesn't need to have a son with Siddiq.
I'm asking you, so he has a son who bears the same name?
Of course, he has children.
So it's coincidence that his son is Siddiq and he used to be Siddiq?
No. He has children. I don't know the names of all his children.
But we can confirm from you that Atiku Abubakar has a son who is Siddiq Abubakar too.
I don't know that. I don't know his sons.
Let me ask you,
a few of
just
his sons.
A moment. Yes. If you have an idea of your principal,
and definitely there's none of his sons who could be older than his father.
At Jeddah Primary School,
yes,
his name registered as Atiku Kujoli.
Yes, his grandfather's name.
At Adama Provincial School,
yes,
he registered as Atiku Abubakar.
Yes.
But when he was to join Nigerian custom, he presented a WAEC certificate that belonged to Siddiq Abubakar.
Not belong, it belongs to him. That belongs to him.
Do you remember the date at which he changed that name?
I don't know. I don't remember the date. The only date I can tell you for free is the date he deposed on affidavits.
And
hold on, sir. And for the names that have been flying on the records of, you see, Sheon, let me tell you something. When a man catches his wife with another man, and you say, "Come, you are cheating on me," the moment your wife tells you, "Honey, but I saw you 3 weeks ago with another girl," you should know that your wife is a cheat. Do you understand me? In this matter, if you transpose it here into this situation, look, it is on record that Atiku's affidavit for change of name It's on the records with the Independent National Electoral Commission.
So let's look at the discrepancy that have been found out.
Yes, not found out, it's been there.
No, just hold on.
Yes.
Sadiq
Yes.
has been used differently in Atiku Abubakar's documents.
Depending on the teachers.
Just hold on.
Depending on the teachers and the writers.
When he was to join Nigerian Custom, he
Yes.
presented a certificate,
Yes.
white certificate that belonged to Sadiq with IDDIK.
Yes.
He then went to court to obtain an affidavit.
Yes.
The affidavit read Sadiq, S-A-D-I-Q Abubakar, not Sadiq as contained in the white certificate. Is this the same person as Atiku Abubakar?
It's the same person as Atiku.
Okay, at the ABU diploma he got in hygiene that he got, is the name beard Atiku Abubakar.
Yes, because he had done his change of name. At what point did he get the affidavit? At what point did he get the diploma in ABU?
We're looking at
at what point?
Just,
look at
just,
the date
just
now. Look at the date.
I'm the one asking you the
Yes,
question, Frank. So, at what point is the discrepancy or the misspelling of Sadiq and Sadiq?
No. You see, misspellings usually occur even in schools and colleges. Don't forget that I'm a teacher and a school owner. I see this every day. Our parents who will come that, look, I won't pick this certificate, I won't pick this testimonial because my son's name was misspelled. I write my Imran with I-M-M-R-A-N instead of I-M-R-A-N. So why is it this way? Do you understand?
Have you critically looked at the affidavit?
Of course, I've taken a look at it.
Have you compared it that it is in fact carrying a wrong name? In Mr. Atiku Abubakar's biography, it's never mentioned that he had a change of name.
Oh, no.
Have you found out that
Yes.
after a search at the Anglia-Ruskin University in Cambridge,
Yes.
they said they don't have anybody as Atiku Abubakar? Has that come to your team?
In what? In Anglo-Ruskin University?
Yeah.
How can anybody say that? From his letters, he can't even come to us because anybody who projects that will just want to deflect on the issues. We are staying on the issue. Their man is a forger. He forged the certificate.
But the question is...
Yes. We're staying on the issue. Nobody can deflect.
A lot of Nigerians...
The university in question, he did not just graduate from Anglo-Ruskin.
Frank,
we have his letters of admission, we have his certificates.
We close in 30 seconds on this because, we're pressed for time. The question, and finally, is on the moral ground.
Yes.
That why, and many Nigerians have seen them ask, that why are we having candidates who questions about their identity are coming up, including your principal, who has pointed accusing finger against the president, that they're now saying, you too.
No.
Why such
two things.
A record integrity problem?
They are on two different pedestals. Two different pedestals. This one happened, in fact, has been there. It has refused to go away. It's been there from the 70s till date. The one of Bola Tinubu. We have been in search of his original results. So we are on two different pedestals. Atiku has no scandal as far as his documentation.
We've raised the question.
He has an affidavit. You don't have an affidavit. You don't have a result.
We've raised the question for the Nigerian people to judge. Whether you two and your principal ask questions to answer. Thank you so much, Frank Shaibu, Senior Special Assistant.